Sex is unpredictable. Sex is a matter of the mind. Ten is where the distinctions lie. The changes are just too big. It was only put out last year, and then another thought arises. It's unsure. We often change our minds. This is losing trust and being unpredictable. Don't say that we can't make up our minds about everything and everyone. We can't be sure about ourselves, eh? What you think about in the morning can change by the evening, and you might backtrack on it. That's a fact, eh? Among all thoughts, Buddhism categorizes them into three main types: good and bad without restraint. Three main types: goodness action, night before, unrestrained is nameless, eh? It's not a good thing either. We see without limits. We also create karma. What karma is created by being unrestrained, confused karma? That nameless confusion, there's no wisdom there. The memories of the past, eh? That's the karma we've created. Future, if I report it. A problem will bring about a bad consequence. What do we mean by a problem? A single thought in an instant, even that feels way too long. Anyway, Manager Wang told us in the blink of an eye. The 60 instants. In an instant, there are 900 lives. That is to say, 900 thoughts. Each single thought brings about a consequence, eh? In our lives, these past few decades, how much karma do we create? Not face it. The consequences follow the goodness or badness of your thoughts, according to your thoughts. Right? And it's remote, big and small. The old ways are different, eh? Good deeds lead to good results. This result refers to good karma. Blessings of humans, heavens. In Buddhism, they talk about small results. To do good, one must not be swayed by circumstances. This is about a person. Why do we create good? Why do we create things? We've come across language. Back now. Good and evil are within our alaya consciousness. stored seeds. This seed will never disappear, no matter how much you breathe in. When we meet language, triggers our actions. When you encounter bad words, your bad habits will be brought out. When you encounter good opportunities, seeds of goodness will begin to show. You can't take charge of yourself. You can't control it. Lacking focus and wisdom. Wisdom is clear observation. Steadfastness is. Wisdom is about clear observation. Being steadfast means not being tempted. A person needs reach this state. Avoid creating karma. You don't have this state. The external world. Is it right or wrong, good or evil? You can't discern clearly, can you? You don't know, do you? They're ordinary folks, and we don't know, do we? Buddhism teaches us a principle. Fantastic. Let's approach everything with a pure heart. Look at people, look at things. This is the benefit of making good decisions. Seeing good people is a good thing. This is Buddha, Bodhisattvas showing us the right way and teaching us. Seeing someone is a reminder of divinity. See all as divine manifestations. We see all people, all matters, and everything as manifestations of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. It's our sincere and respectful parts that truly elevate us. At the Huiyin Assembly, the Good Wealth Boy teaches us just like this exactly. "53 Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The men, women, young and old, from all walks of life, are a real society, aren't they? If we want to achieve something in this life, as long as there's this kind of learning, this learning definitely isn't about forcing yourself. Oh, I must have this perspective. There's not a hint of forcing at all. We're listening to teachings of Buddha and Bodhisattvas at Great Gold Mountain. In a nutshell, what said Huiyang? All phenomena in the world arise from worldly matters. What the mind manifests changes with time. If we can truly grasp these 8 words, you'll have insight. So, can we really understand it? What's said in the Huiyang Sutra is true. It's the real truth. Everything outside ourselves. It's not asking us to assume. This perspective, it's the truth of the matter, you know. Indeed, everything and everyone outside of ourselves, all matters and all things. Realization, great compassion, great power, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. To achieve this as an ordinary person, you know. It's not about saying, give it a go, assume it's like this, getting it wrong. That's not it. That's not the meaning. This is when we truly accept the teachings of the Tathagata So we see goodness. It's like a good person encouraging themselves. Sword, knife. Lying down. One checks oneself in the bedroom. All these people and matters, without a doubt, are good teachers. And Bodhisattva. We are here. In this state, one can only fully realize the Buddhist path in a lifetime. After you've learned something, you should also show it to others first. You should also set a good example for others. Good isn't about good or bad, beyond both, positive or negative. The good of good and bad is relative. This good is good. It is good to abandon both the bad and the good. So you can have a positive perspective or a negative perspective. One purpose is to help all beings awaken and turn back. This is setting a good example. So remember, it's about doing good and being pure for the sake of others. The realm depends on conditions. The enlightened ones, confused. The biggest difference. It's about observing. It's realm. Not same, is it? Applying it in practice. But aim on practice is very. One who torments. He is good at observing money and making good use of it to promote one's own righteousness. Confused people, they get lost in this realm of scriptures and create karma. This part talks about a stomach and side escape, referring to confused and deluded beings. He does good and evil, and this good and evil is relative. Good deeds in the world of goodness. You can reach heavenly realms and good realms, but you can't escape three realms. The bedroom determines the escape from the three realms, and the three realms are primarily based on hell. Haunted, born is just an attachment. Door turns 5 paths. Aiding reincarnation. Martial arts. Don't mention asuras. It's just about experiencing the human and ghost, realms and hell when we talk about this martial way. Why don't we talk about asuras? The Shurangama Sutra tells us. Apart from the hell realm, the other 4 parts all have asuras. The asuras have the greatest blessings among heavenly beings. Next is the asuras in the human realm. Among ghosts there are asuras. The poisonous ghost king be asura. Realm of birth, Dharma asuras. So we can skip talking about asuras. What if we add the asura path, the heavenly asuras? If we don't mention it, the heavenly asuras fall into the category of the heavenly path. When we talk the 5 parts and the 6 parts, it means the same thing. The door turns to the 5 paths, standing without rest. This is talking about the cycle of life and death. It said the main road. Lives. no rest. You die and then you reborn. Off you go into another life. The cycle of life and death, dying and birth never stops. It just goes on endlessly. It's a metaphor for the cycle of turning. It's unbearable suffering. Everything is still quiet. Confusion, obstacle stuff. It's the ignorance affliction. In the 6 realms, it's referred. Rice. This is rice. Confusion. Normally, it's talked about as 2 or 3 lengths. These 3 are the major sufferings of karma. Confusion creates karma, safety. Why is that? It obstructs your ability to see your true nature. It's about the 8 difficulties. We often say that the 3 parts and the 8 difficulties are tough times you go through. The 8 difficulties. It's particularly important to pay attention to this. Seeing it as a blessing is one of the 8 difficulties. Most people think it's good. Long life is one of the 8 difficulties, the formless realms. Why do we say that the formless realm is a hardship? In the formless realm, there are no Buddhas or Bodhisattvas teaching the Dharma. Why is it difficult to explain? What about the 8 causes and conditions for blindness, deafness, and muteness? It's the opportunity to encounter the teachings of Zhong Eli. Not easy to access the Buddha's lessons, no way to study Buddhism. This is true hardship beyond ordinary difficulties. Without the chance to learn about Buddhism, then you really face hardship. The realm of long life is here, flying, soaring, living for 80,000 great eons. 80,000 great eons is a long time to be without contacting the Dharma. You pity. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in this sutra. We praise the people of Jambudvipa. Even though the people of Jambudvipa can easily create all sorts of negative karma, they also have a strength. They can turn back quite easily. It is Bodhisattvas pray. Then Kittagarbha Bodhisattva says, we do good deeds. Any good deed, even the tiniest good deed, the Buddhas are pleased. They are glad to help. Here, though beings create karma easily, they can readily turn back. They are all keen to help. Here, beings can easily create karma, but can also turn back readily. Or up in heaven. So, in the higher realms, it's hard to turn back. Buddha mentions in the sutras, there are 20 challenges in learning Buddhism. Wealth hinders learning the way. In the courtyard, people are wealthy, enjoying blessings daily. They think it's easy, but learning Buddhism is hard. They just won't do it. He doesn't know suffering, It's hard to learn the way when you're poor. Eating 3 meals and still hungry. When you're starving every day, how can you even think about learning? This compares the heavens to wealth and nobility, and the 3 evil paths to poverty. How difficult that is. So, a person is from a well-off family, Oh, they're not too wealthy, They're quite sensitive as well. People like this can easily awaken. They know what suffering is. He's prone making mistakes. So this 3 jong, it's one of the 8 difficulties. It's not easy to break free from this. Now the Buddha uses another metaphor to explain. Wanna go somewhere. Soldiers fly. If you rely on the altar, you might end up dying early again. Fish, a metaphor for sentient beings. What about these beings in the 6 realms? The king is a metaphor for the 6 realms. The 3 realms and the 6 realms. A long flow is a metaphor for creating karma. Creating non-stop. Taku, it's just a metaphor. It's metaphor. The sentient beings in these 6 realms. Faith and strength. Just like fish swimming everywhere. No definite direction, no clear goal. Often, did it swim into the net. This king of hell. The net of the mother. What am I? I mean torment. Your body and mind, they are forever being tormented. Are you being tormented? It's unbearable suffering, mate. The fundamental reason. Love isn't heavy or deep. Love isn't heavy, mate. Not deep. If you don't focus on the Pure Land, you won't be reborn there, mate. So what does that say about the fundamental cause of the 6 realms of rebirth, its emotions? Not good, what is emotion? Injecting. Emotion is like injecting wisdom. It's so boring. Wisdom, lost in confusion, asks for it. So the Buddha often says that affliction is enlightenment. Aware, affliction is enlightenment. Enlightenment's affliction. All must know this. Wisdom is boundless, and so is affliction. Wisdom becomes affliction, awakening. This confusion turns everything into confusion, mate. It transforms all the boundless wisdom within your true self into affliction, into emotional attachments. Once you awaken, all those boundless afflictions turn back into boundless wisdom, mate. In just a moment, you've got to be resolute. absolutely mate. Need understand. The beings of the six realms, emotion and love. There's a basic principle at play here. If the surname is uncertain, then to put it another way, if he's from the Kim clan, his love is also uncertain, mate. Today you're all about feelings, but tomorrow you're cold as ice. It's all uncertain. So you must understand. Be clear and aware in your heart. Avoid fake emotions. Stay true to yourself. But don't take this too seriously. True love connects you with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, lasting forever. About the genuine. That true love, that genuine emotion, is what connects you with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and that's what lasts forever, mate. Is a certain ordinary faith is not. Love is compassion. Ordinary beings have weak sense of faith and sincerity. So the love and affection of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, genuine love, doesn't rely on the terms of love and affection. They use compassion and mercy instead. Compassion is true emotion, true love, mate. The appearance remains unchanged. We really need to get this clear. Mate, we've got to learn from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas how to treat all beings. Genuine feelings, true care, constant. This is what the sutras refer to as unconditional great compassion. X. I can say more. This is what the Buddha says in all the sutras. You could say 49 years. That's it. I don't know how many times we talked this. The purpose is to remind us that the Buddha back in the day would give teachings every day to new audiences. Buddha is compassionate. In teachings, no one is left behind as new person. This important teaching has to be repeated by the Buddha if it hasn't been heard. Set your mind and be confident. When the mind is unstable, the feelings and love that arise from it are fleeting. It's really easy for things to change. Decisions aren't true. We must. Learning about the Buddha, the Buddha's feelings and love are real, eternal, and this feeling and love of his is close and intimate, spotless. It's equal. It's not about having love for one person and dislike for another. Silence transforms into Dharma realm. The respect and love for the Buddha and Bodhisattvas should also extend to the hellish beings and demons. This respect and love must be equal. It shouldn't be that we give more to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Not a bit less for that one. There's no phenomena. Why is that? This great love of his flows from self-confidence. The inherent virtues and abilities that come from a sincere heart. The Infinite Life Sutra speaks of pure, equal awakening. His compassion, his great love,